Today we will cover Section 8.4 Rate and Applications. Example 1, use a formula to find the rate. What percent of 25 is 5? What percent of 25 is 5? Use a formula to find the rate. So the formula we can use is percent is equal to the is number over the of number. The is number in this case is 5, and the of number is 25. And a fractional line means division. 5 divided by 25 is, well, let's simplify that first. 5 and 25 can each be divided by 5 to get 1 and 5. So we have 1/5, and 1/5 is equal to 2/10 if you multiply both the top and bottom by 2. And 2/10 is equal to 0.2 because the first decimal place is the tenths place. And you could always put a 0 at the end of a decimal number and it does not affect the value because 2/10 is equal to 20 hundredths. And the second decimal place is the hundredths place. And 0.20 is equal to 20%. So 20% of 25 is 5. Or you can do 1 divided by 5. 5 goes into 1 0 times. 5 goes into 10 2 times exactly. Line up the decimal point in the answer with the decimal point in the problem. You can put a 0 at the end of the decimal number. 0.20 is equal to 20%. 20%, or 1/5 of 25, is 5. Now let's look at example 2. Same directions, use a formula to find the rate. This time we have 11 is what percent of 99? 11 is what percent of 99? We can use the same formula, percent equals is number over of number. So we could do percent equals 11 over 99. Okay, so 11, well, we can simplify that. 11 and 99 can each be divided by their greatest common factor, 11. 11 divided by 11 is 1. 99 divided by 11 is 9. And then 1 divided by 9, always put the top number on the inside and the bottom number on the outside of the box. 9 goes into 1 0 times. 9 goes into 10 1 time. 1 times 9 is 9. Bring down the next 0. 9 goes into 10 1 time. As you can see, it's going to be 1 repeating. So to indicate that, you can put a bar over the 1. If you round it to 3 decimal places, it's approximately 0.11. The next digit is a 1, so you round down. And then to make it a percent, you move the decimal point 2 places to the right as a shortcut to get 11.1% approximately. If you want to figure out what it is exactly, you can do 1/9 times 100%, which is really just multiplying by 1 because 100% is equal to 1. And multiplying by 1 does not affect the value. You can make that 100 over 1 if you want. Multiplying the top numbers, 1 times 100 is 100. Multiplying the bottom numbers, 9 times 1 is 9. So we have 100 over 9%. 100 divided by 9 is 11, remainder 1. So it's 11 and 1/9% exactly. Now, another way we could figure this out, instead of using the percent equals is over of formula, you can convert this question into an algebraic equation. Is means equals. Percent tells you how many hundredths you have. So you could do p over 100 or x over 100. Of before a number is a multiplication. So of 99 is times 99. You can make that 99 over 1 if you want. Multiplying the top numbers, p times 99 is 99p. Multiplying the bottom numbers, 100 times 1 is 100. P is being anytime you want to get rid of a fraction multiplying a variable, you can multiply each side by the reciprocal of the fraction flipped upside down. So 100 on top cancels out with 100 on the bottom, and 99 on top with 99 on the bottom when multiplying. You can cancel out 11 on top with 99 on the bottom, because each can be divided by 11 to get 1 and 9. And so p equals 100 times 1 is 100, 100 over 9. 100 divided by 9 is 11, remainder 1. So p equals 11 and 1/9. Well, P stands for what percent? So if P is 11 and 1/9, the answer is 11 and 1/9%. Or just think percent tells you how many hundredths you have. So if P is 11 and 1/9, then 11 and 1/9 over 100 is 11 and 1/9%. Now let's go to example 3. Different set of directions this time. Now it says use a proportion to find the rate. Or two equal ratios, or two equal fractions, in other words. What percent of 5 is 1/3? What percent of 5 is 1/3? So instead of using a formula such as percent equals is over of, or translating this into an algebraic equation, we can set up two equal fractions to use the proportion method. So percent is percent tells you how many hundredths you have, so what percent would be p over 100 or x over 100? I'll go with p over 100, and then equals the is number over the of number. So we have p over 100 equals 1/3 over 5. A fraction line means division. Or actually, instead of simplifying that by doing 1/3 divided by 5 and doing copy dot flip, we have two equal fractions, so we can cross multiply. But an even easier way is 5 times 100 is 20. Sorry, 5 times 20 is 100. And these are equal fractions, so if the bottom got multiplied by 20, the top must also be multiplied by 20. And 1/3 times 20, or 1/3 times 20 over 1, same thing. 1 times 20 is 20, 3 times 1 is 3. 20 divided by 3 is 6, remainder 2. So we have 6 2/3 for P. And P stands for what percent? So it's 6 2/3%. Or 6 2/3 over 100 is 6 2/3%, because percent tells you how many hundredths you have. So 6 2/3%. Let's see. Now let's go to example 4. Same set of directions. Use a proportion to find the rate. So what percent of 0.75 is 1.35? This time we're dealing with 2 decimals. Use a proportion to find the rate. So percent tells you how many hundredths you have, so what percent would be P over 100, and then equals the is number over the of number, which in this case is 1.35 over 0.75. And we can cross multiply since we have equal fractions, and multiply the diagonals and make them equal to each other. Or we could get rid of the decimals by multiplying both the top and bottom by 100. Since the most decimal places we have there is 2 decimal places, and 100 is 1 with 2 zeros, and multiplying by 100, you move the decimal point 2 places to the right, since 100 is 1 with 2 zeros. Yeah, let's do that. So multiplying both top and bottom by 100, we move the decimal point 2 places to the right for each one. So now we have P over 100 equals 135 over 75. And we can simplify this. Both the top and bottom can be divided by 5 because they both end in 5, and the top and bottom can both be divided by 3, since if you add up the digits for each one, the sum of the digits is divisible by 3. For example, 1 plus 3 plus 5 is 9. 9 is divisible by 3, so 135 it must be divisible by 3. And 7 plus 5 is 12. 12 is divisible by 3, so 75 must be divisible by 3. The trick of adding the digits also works to see if a number is divisible by 9. So each number here is divisible by both 3 and 5. 3 times 5 is 15, so 15 must go into both of them. 135 divided by 15 is 9. 75 divided by 15 is 5. We can cross multiply since we have equal fractions, or just realize 5 times 20 is 100. Since these are equal fractions and the bottom got multiplied by 20, the top must also be multiplied by 20 to balance this out. Basically 9 over 5 is being multiplied by 20 over 20, which is equal to 1, since 20 divided by 20 is 1, and multiplying by 1 does not affect the value. So both fractions are still going to be equal to each other when multiplying by 20 over 20. 9 times 20 is 45. So it's 45% for the answer, because I used P to stand for what percent. Also, if P is 45, then you get 45 over 100. Percent tells you how many hundredths you have, so 45 hundredths is 45%. So 45% of 0.75 is 1.35. Sorry, 9 times 20 is actually 180. So this is 180%. Sorry about that. So 180% of 0.75 is 1.35. Anytime the is number is greater than the of number, it's going to be a percent greater than 100%. 1.35 is almost twice as much as 0.75, but not quite. So 1.35 is less than 200%, 180% of 0.75. Now example 5. We've got find the commission rate So salesmen make money off of commission. They get a certain percentage of the total amount they sell, while the company they work for gets most of it. All right, so let's say the commission that the salesman earns from selling the product or service is $250. And the total sales is $4,550. The products or services that he sold he obtained $4,550, but he gets to keep $250 of that. So let's find the commission rate. The commission rate is equal to the commission, $250, over the total sales, $4,550. We can cancel out 0 on top with 0 on the bottom. 25 and 455 can each be divided by 5 to get 5, and 455 divided by 5. 5 goes into 45 9 times. Bring down the 5. 5 goes into 5 1 time, so 91. 5 divided by 91, let's work that out. 5 divided by 91. 91 goes into 5 0 times. 91 goes into 50 0 times. 91 goes into 500 5 times. 5 times 91 is 455. Subtract, that's going to be 45. 91 goes into 450 4 times. 4 times 91 is 364. Subtract, that's going to be 86. Bring down the next digit. 91 goes into 860 9 times. Rounding this to 3 decimal places, it's 0.055. And then to convert a decimal to a percent, move the decimal point 2 places to the right. That's 5.5%. So the commission rate is 5.5%. The salesman gets to keep 5.5% of whatever he sells. So every $100 that he obtains from selling the product or service, he gets to keep $5.5 of that, $5.50 of that. Now let's go to example 6. Approximately, because we rounded. Example 6. Find the discount rate so the regular price is $32. And the discount is $5.12. To find the discount rate, to figure out what percent off the item is, you do the discount divided by the regular price, which is $5.12 over $32. So discount rate is equal to the discount divided by the regular price. All right, so put the top, a fraction line means division. The top number goes on the inside, the bottom number on the outside. It's okay if the number on the it's okay if the number on the inside is a decimal number. It's just the number on the outside cannot be a decimal number. 32 goes into 5 0 times. 32 goes into 51 one time. 1 times 32 is 32. 51 minus 32 is 19. Bring down the 2. 32 goes into 192 6 times. Exactly. So no remainder and no digits left to bring down. 0.16, moving the decimal point 2 places to the right, it's 16%. So it's a 16% discount. $5.12 off of a $32 item, it means that the item was 16% off. And then if you can just do $32 minus $5.12 to figure out what the new price is. That would be $26.88. Now let's go to example 7, a word problem, and then we are done. Example 7. A team won 18 games and lost 9 games. The number of games won is what percent of the total games played? So 18 wins for this team, 9 losses. The number of games won is what percent of the total games played? So what percentage of the games did the team win? So percent is equal to the percent of something is equal to total in the bottom, and then at the top you have the number of what you're finding the percentage of. So if you're finding the percent of games won, it's equal to the number of games won. Hashtag means number, so number of games won over total number of games. So number of games won is 18. The total number of games played is 18 plus 9, which is 27. And we can simplify that by dividing both the top and bottom by their greatest common factor, 9, to get 2/3. So basically I divided 18 over 27 by 9 over 9. 9 divided by 9 is 1, so really I just divided by 1, which does not affect the value. So that's why 2/3 equals 18 over 27. Now let's figure out what percentage that is. We could do 2 divided by 3. Put the top number on the inside, the bottom number on the outside. 3 goes into 2 0 times. 3 goes into 26 times. 6 times 3 is 18. 20 minus 18 is 2. Bring down the 0. 3 goes into 26 times. It's going to be 6 repeating, as you can see. So that you can put a bar over the 6 to indicate that the 6 repeats. Rounded to 3 decimal places, that's 0.666. Move the decimal point 2 places to the right, that's 66.6%, approximately. To figure it out exactly, you can do 2/3 times 100%, because 100% is equal to 1. So really we're just multiplying by 1, which does not affect the value. You can make that over 1, since dividing by 1 does not affect the value either. 2 times 100 is 200. 3 times 1 is 3. 3 goes into 200 66 times, remainder 2. Keep the same denominator 3, so that's 66 and 2/3%. Percent because we have this percent here that was not canceled out. So the team won 66 2/3% of its games, which is the same thing as 2/3 of its games. Because 66 2/3 is 2/3 of 100. Yeah, so if you work out 200 divided by 3, you would see it's 66 remainder 2, so 66 2/3% of the games the team won. And, oh, what happened? Why is it blurry? Oh, there we go. And that concludes section 8.4, rate and applications. Thank you.